Hi, this is Fiona Chambers. I'm the CEO of the Wheen Bee Foundation. And I'm really pleased to be able to share with you today what it is that Wheen Bee Foundation has been doing for Australian bees and beekeepers. And there's actually quite a lot happening. For those of you that don't know who the Wheen Bee Foundation is, we are a registered charity that is dedicated to protecting bees. What we do is we fund research. We raise awareness of the importance of bees for food security and ecosystem health. We connect people together, and in order to be able to fund and deliver all of that, it's really important that we raise funds. So it's another core function of what we do. What we don't do, though, is engage in policy and lobbying type work. So we recognise that that's very much the role of the peak industry body, ARBEC, and we support ARBEC, and we have supported ARBEC in the past with things like funding their strategic plan and with supporting the recruitment of their CEO and those sorts of things. So ARBEC is very important as a peak industry body, but we don't do what ARBEC does. We do different things. So this presentation, really, I was really pleased to have the opportunity to really talk with you about what are all the projects that we've got on at the moment, and there's about 11 of them, and who we're working with, who we're partnering with in those projects. Specifically how you as a beekeeper or beekeeping industry stakeholder can benefit from those projects, and the next steps to getting involved. And I think you'll find when you see these projects that there's something in there for everyone. Not all of them are going to be relevant to all people, but there's something in there for everyone. As a bit of a broad overview, so those 4 key areas that I said that we did: fundraising, research and development, education and awareness, and connecting people. These are all the programs that I'm just going to touch on very briefly in this presentation to let you know where we're working and which projects are focusing in which areas. So to start with, I'm really pleased to be able to launch today our newest project, which is Powerful Pollinators. The Powerful Pollinators project is all about bringing back the buzz. And this particular project is about encouraging insect pollinators in farm and urban landscapes. So we've got a number of partners, and it wasn't possible to be able to fund this project without the support of Burt's Bees and the Australian Government through the National Landcare Program, and also Rotary District 9800. So these are the organisations that have co-funded this with Wheen Bee Foundation and enabled us to partner then with Sustainable Farms Project and Western Sydney University and other organisations too, to be able to present and publish these particular resources. So what we're launching today is the Powerful Pollinators Planting Guides. They're bioregional planting guides, and the first 4 that we have published are for Western District of Victoria, Mallee, Victoria, South Australia, West Gippsland in Victoria, and the New South Wales Southern Slopes. So these guides, what we've also got under development, we've got more under development with the Blue Mountains, and very soon we'll be publishing the first of 3 urban resources, urban guides, to help people know what to plant in that specific urban bioregional area around Melbourne. So in terms of what's coming next, we're hoping to be able to produce another 10 planting guides across New South Wales. And with a national expansion, we're really planning to be able to have about 20 bioregional guides all across Australia by the end of 2021. And we'll be partnering with local universities and appropriate partners on each of those guides. What the guides look like, they're an 8-page A4 fold out, and right in the middle there's a bloom budget calendar, and there's nothing else like it around the country at the moment. So it's really about helping farmers to understand, looking at what crops they've got, what's their pollination window, and what are the types of Australian native plants that they can plant to supplement and support that pollination window. And what we're trying to achieve is a wider flowering window so that it's really supporting pollinators, not just the honeybees, but other local pollinators too. So our website is now live. So go to the Wheen Bee Foundation website and you'll be able to have a look at that and download for free those guides. So there's 4 there at the moment and more will be coming. One of the other projects that we've been very, very pleased to partner with is the Honeybee Genetic Improvement Program, which I'm sure Liz Frost has spoken about. So that's been a major project for us. It's a $3.7 million project over 3 years, and Wheen Bee Foundation's role has really been about working hard to seek the industry co-investment that was necessary to be able to get that project to happen. So roughly about 42%, about $1.5 million was really directly as a result of the work that we did, door knocking and encouraging the co-investment by industry partners. World Bee Day is another one of the Wheen Bee Foundation initiatives, and Wheen Bee Foundation is very proud to be the Secretariat for World Bee Day in Australia. We fund an independent web platform that enables people to register for free any events that they have during World Bee Day, which is on the 20th of May. So we've had 2 years of World Bee Day events, and they've been extremely successful with and with growing success. One of our other projects is our Bee Ambassador program. Our Bee Ambassador program is really about connecting industry bee champions from around Australia. So in my role, I'm very fortunate to be able to meet a whole lot of people doing really exciting, innovative things. And I was constantly thinking it'd be great if I could just link people together. And so through the Wheen Bee Foundation and through the support that we're getting with our partners, we've been able to get the Bee Ambassador program up and running. And so we've got about 30 bee ambassadors across Australia in about 5 or 6 different states. And we'll be growing that program, continuing to link these bee champions, provide networking support. And one of the really interesting things that came out of the last Bee Ambassador program was Australian Pollinator Week. So one of our bee ambassadors, Megan Halcroft, had initiated Australian Pollinator Week some years ago, and she'd really just was reaching out and seeing what support we could provide. So Wheen Bee Foundation was in a really good position to be able to work with Megan to be able to, and Wheen Bee Foundation has become Secretariat for Australian Pollinator Week, and we've provided some funding for brand upgrade. We've funded the development of an online platform website that then allows people to find different events that are happening during Australian Pollinator Week, and people can celebrate both independently but also together through this site, and where they can list all of their events or go and find events that are happening. We're only a few weeks away from Australian Pollinator Week, and at this point I'd very much like to flag the fact that there's going to be a lot happening. Go to the site and have a look. You may have events you want to run that you want to advertise for free. You can do that. You may be looking for something to do. You can do that. And we've got certainly about 8 or 10 webinars. So Wheen Bee Foundation will be running the Wheen Bee Foundation webinar series through that week. And so each of the projects that we're talking about will be providing a lot more information. So if I talk about anything in this presentation that you think, gee, I'd like to know more, then go to the Australian Pollinator Week website or Wheen Bee Foundation website. You should be able to find out a lot more information. In about 2018, we launched our Bee Double. So this is very much about helping to raise community awareness about the importance of bees for food security. So this Bee Double goes up and down the east coast of Australia, 7 days a week. It's on the road, going to farms, picking up bee pollinated food crops and delivering them to wholesale markets. So it's really spreading the message of how important our bees are for food security. As part of our projects this year, one of the things we did was to collaborate with Rotarians for Bees and Rotary Club of Canterbury on this Waggle Dance Challenge. What was initially going to be a live event, because of COVID-19, we had to work very quickly to change it. And so it became an online Waggle Dance Challenge. And I'm really delighted to say that that's been a very successful initiative. It's very much about raising awareness and helping people to understand the importance of bees, but whilst having some fun. So it's targeting schools, it's targeting community groups, and it's really about education through having fun. And so I'll just share with you the results of our online Waggle, the first stage of our online Waggle Dance Challenge, which received about a few hundred video uploads around World Bee Day. We're continuing this particular program, and we're aiming to have 20,000 video uploads from around the world, sharing with people all around the world our enjoyment and love for bees, and also providing some education around that. So here's a little piece of the compilation to share with you. So that's our compilation video. A copy of that is available on our website and on the Wheen Bee Foundation website. But also you can download from there, you can access the instructional video. So if you're looking for a fun activity to run with local school groups, you can go there, and I'd highly encourage you to use that and get involved with the Global Waggle Dance Challenge. It's COVID-19 safe to run. You can do it from the safety of your own home and gardens, and everyone who participated just said how much fun they had doing it. So thank you very much to our industry partners, Rotary Club of Canterbury and Rotarians for Bees, for allowing us to join on that initiative. Of course, 2019-20, you know, has had some major impact, and the devastating bushfires were a major issue. So what Wheen Bee Foundation did when the bushfires first happened, we didn't feel that there was a role for us, because our charitable status requires us to fund research and those types of activities, research conservation type activities. We're not in the business of funding emergency response. But when the bushfire activity went on over some period of time, it became very apparent that we were being contacted by people from overseas wanting to provide us with some funds. And so we've been able to, we had a strategic meeting, and we put together a plan, and we launched a strategic bushfire rebuild and recovery fund. So I'm very pleased to say that as a result of that, we've raised some significant funds, and during Australian Pollinator Week, we will be launching our 5 Bees program, which is building better beekeeping businesses after bushfire. This program is very much a long-term recovery program. It's not about emergency response, and it's really about working with commercial beekeepers to support them and support their businesses. So we'll be telling you a lot more about that program during Australian Pollinator Week. We've received a number of funds through the Wheen Bee Foundation website from all sorts of people. And then we've also had some significant donations from these foundations and organisations listed on the slide. So, you know, we can't support these programs without the support of a lot of our sponsors, donors, benefactors, and so I acknowledge and thank all of them. So I would encourage commercial beekeepers to register for our webinar and see how you might be involved and how this program might be able to benefit you and your businesses. One of the other things that we did as a bushfire response is we funded a green carpenter bee conservation project on Kangaroo Island. We launched a native bee research fund during Australian Pollinator Week last year. And that fund, this was a project that was launched as our hero project for that year. We've been able to, since launching that native bee fund, we've raised over $50,000 specifically for the Green Carpenter Bee project, and also some other funds for native bee general conservation. So we're really proud of that. And again, you know, Seacology is an American charity that was really concerned about the bushfires and contacted us and got behind, and then ran a crowdfunding campaign with all the funds coming to Wheen Bee Foundation for this project. So I think that shows some of the power of being a charity, a registered charity in this space, that we really have the capacity to bring new funds for the industry and for bees in general in Australia. One of the other projects we're going to be launching during Australian Pollinator Week is our Discover Bees project. And the Discover Bees project is a campaign to accelerate the discovery and documentation of Australia's native bees. So currently we estimate there's probably around 2,500 bees in Australia. Only about 1,650 of those are named and known. And the bushfire was a great example of where we're losing species. We actually don't know what we've got. So it's very hard to monitor the impact of things like climate change, habitat loss, bushfires. Very hard to measure and evaluate what we're losing when we don't know what we've got to start with. So Wheen Bee Foundation is getting behind this project, which is to be able to name all remaining bee species in a 6-year period. And we see this as a really important project. So we'll be talking a bit more about that during Australian Pollinator Week. So if you have an interest in that, please jump on board the webinar. I'm also really, really delighted to announce today, for the very first time, that Wheen Bee Foundation has set up a partnership with Pollinator Partnership in America, our sister charity organisation. And with the support of some funding we've received from the Hazel and Arthur Bruce Bequest and Flow, we've established a licensing agreement with Pollinator Partnership. We have the rights to bee-friendly farming in Australia. And so Wheen Bee Foundation will be launching bee-friendly farming program in Australia over the coming few months. So I'm really thrilled about that, because it really fits in so nicely with our Powerful Pollinators project, which talks about what to plant, and then bee-friendly farming is really about the implementation phase of farmers committing to bee-friendly farming practices, which of course makes the environment better for all of our bees. So one of the final projects I wanted to mention was our Business Buddies project. So I said that without funds coming in, we can't help and support and run these projects. So our Business Buddies project is a cause marketing program that works in partnership with businesses. And businesses make a regular contribution to the Wheen Bee Foundation. That contribution is generally linked to a share of their business or product sales. So, for example, one example is Indian Harper. We have a jewellery company and they sell jewellery online, and they've got some bee jewellery, and part of the proceeds of each of those are committed to come to the Wheen Bee Foundation. So we have a number of business buddies online that will be growing, and we would be really delighted to partner with anyone who's interested in being recognised by Wheen Bee Foundation for your contributions as a business buddy, and also who wants to talk to your customers and clients and let them know that you're doing a charitable thing and making contributions to our bee cause. So how you can benefit? Well, obviously these programs all vary very differently. But there's programs in there that are really about improving your business viability and performance. So Plan B is one of those projects. Our 5 Bs project is very much about improved business viability and performance. So that might be of use to you. Improving floral resource access and availability and making farms safer. So our Powerful Pollinators project, our Bee Friendly Farming project, they're both about delivering on those benefits. Providing promotional support, fun and educational activities and event ideas. Well, our Waggle Dance Challenge is one of those. World Bee Day on the 20th of May, or Australian Pollinator Week in the 2nd full week in November, are all ways in which we can support you, your clubs, your communities with fun and educational activities to do. If it's networking and training opportunities for bee champions or volunteers, as a club, if you're wanting to reward your volunteers that are doing a lot for your club, then our Bee Ambassador program is a really worthwhile activity to get involved with, program to get involved with. And if you're interested in improved biodiversity and ecosystem health, then the Discover Bees program is certainly doing that, but as is the Powerful Pollinators, as is the Bee Friendly Farming. So there's certainly some crossover, but depending on what it is you're looking for, I think we've got a project in there that can help you. To find out more information, please come to our webinars during Australian Pollinator Week. Have a look on the Wheen Bee Foundation website. We'd be really thrilled to have you subscribe to our e-newsletter, and if you're in a position to become a business buddy, then we would love to partner with you on that. Thanks very much for listening. I hope that's been informative, and I hope it's really given you an idea of just how much Wheen Bee Foundation really is doing to support bees and beekeepers in Australia. Thanks, everybody.